And they're like, no way. And I was like, I promise you, you recognize me. I'm the only white guy who comes in every day. So I'd have to like bring one of the people I lived with to be like, get me the good ones. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. It's not all white privilege, all right? Some of us are paying full price on our cigarettes. All right? The untold story.
Stuff, yeah.
We just don't bring it up.
That about the white man.
You just don't bring it up all the time.
Subscribe!
Yeah, I'll take a little something. What we got? Just
Sour
Snickers?
Patch?
Oh,
You want Snickers? Here, come
I'll
on.
take whatever. I'll have one of your weird American candies that I've never had before.
What do you guys eat over there?
Snickers and Mars. You don't have Mars bars.
Mars bars.
Mars bars.
We
It's like a
have
Milky
that,
Way. It's
but
just a
like-
Milky Way, but
I
it's
know.
like
But yeah, that's a UK thing, right?
UK, Ireland. Yeah. The candy's much better.
The candy's better over there? Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
Fuck
here.
you.
Listen here, I didn't think we were going to talk
Fuck
about
off.
controversial stuff on the show today, but now you're bringing it
I
up.
want a bit of
watch-
clickbait
You
right
better
now.
watch your fucking mouth in it. Coming into America saying you got better candy. I don't
Listen,
think so.
if there's one thing we do, it's fucking fattening foods and being
No,
disgusting
I think
scumbags.
European chocolate is undeniably better than American chocolate. I think that just has to be
Well, okay, you
Why?
got. I'll give you an angle there.
Why?
because it tastes good.
Yeah,
and yours
especially if
tastes
you're
like
calling American chocolate Hershey chocolate.
Hershey,
Garbage.
yeah.
Garbage. Yeah.
Yeah.
don't-
What?
Yeah, get your Hershey's
Hershey's.
the fuck out
What
of
are
my
you, one of
house.
these fucking like fancy like Ghirardelli bougie boys?
Kevin, that's the most white trash thing you ever said. You
Yeah,
think
what is
you
that?
thinking Ghirardelli is fucking fancy?
Yeah,
it's
because
trash.
it's Hershey's or bust. That's it.
Ghirardelli is some shit you get at the airport because you forgot to get your girlfriend something when she picked you up.
What's
on
fancy?
the way out? You get big. No, I'm thinking of Toblerone.
Toblerone,
I'm
yeah,
thinking
that
Toblerone.
triangle
Also
shit.
fucking garbage.
Ghirardelli's fancy, bro.
What's Ghirardelli's called?
You're just like Italian fucking.
Nothing Italian's fancy, but the.
If there's one thing we can agree on is the dirty wops, right? I mean, fuck
exactly.
those guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
They don't know that. But did you guys grow up with Toblerone being like this like exotic chocolate that they bring back from vacation?
Because they sell it in airports and
They
They sell those giant bars. in
Triangles,
airports. Yeah,
right?
It's insane.
I don't think I've ever actually had it because it's like I never understood that
hurts
whole
to
thing
eat.
at the airport with the duty free. I mean, I guess I understand the concept, but like, who out here is like, all right, we're in the airport. I gotta load up on cologne and liquor and chocolate. What the fuck is that?
Back in the day, it used to be worth it. There were people going on vacation just for duty free.
Really?
They'd bring like an empty suitcase and fill it full of cigarettes and bring them back home.
What?
So they'd get like 6 months worth of cigarettes at the airport
Holy
for like
fuck.
half the price.
Yeah, so it's like, let me go on like get like a $200 flight.
Yeah, this was back when tax free was like really good.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Dude,
Shit.
I
that actually
I-
kind of seems fun. Be like, yo, we're gonna hop a flight to like whatever country and
Yeah,
load up.
Yeah,
in
see-
Ireland you could go to Spain for like $100. It's
Yeah,
like
you
just
feel like a drug runner almost.
See,
like
I-
you're smuggling, you know?
I grew up in Massachusetts, but I grew up like right on the border of Rhode Island. And I chewed tobacco a lot when I was younger, up until like 3 months ago. I'm like, when I was younger.
Technically, you were younger, but I mean,
but particularly in high school and shit like that. And friends would go across the border, state border, to get dip because dip was like $6 in Rhode Island and it was like $10 in Massachusetts. And even then, I was like, I don't know, I'm not gonna do that.
hopping
That
a
seemed-
flight.
That seems like the whole thing.
But if you're getting like 6 months worth and it's all, you know, that probably does add up.
Yeah, it'd be like you got flying to Florida, just spend the weekend there and then come back with fucking 6 months worth of
But I
tobacco.
think my laziness outweighs my
laziness
like,
always takes precedence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was never looked upon like it was like a nice thing to do. It was like, never like yo,
yeah,
this
of
guy
course.
gets it. Everyone's
Right,
like,
yeah.
all right, Sean, you fucking lowlife. But what
I
happened?
mean, just rolling a suitcase full of cigs.
But
is
I've
pretty
done that
fucking
where I
great.
bought the full cartons, but then you go, oh, this is like 6 months worth of cigarettes, but then you just go through them in like 3 months.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
They're right there. So it's
Right.
not, are you saving money or are you just increasing your habit?
Yeah.
I
no,
did that when I went to Spain once, like for like a month and a half, or whatever, and I brought like a month and a half worth of dip.
Yeah.
Went through it in a week. 'cause
Of
he had it
course.
all,
Yeah, it's right there.
And then just started smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
Like,
these are called addictions, boys. This
Dude,
is how it works.
absolutely, yeah.
I was
I'll just control myself. I'll have a little bit at a time. Yeah, okay.
I was chain smoking cigarettes, like in the purest definition of the word, where it was like lighting your next cigarette with your
Absolutely,
other cigarette.
yeah.
I just smoked constantly for 5 weeks straight.
Yeah.
That's Europe, right?
I miss smoking so much.
When'd you
I
give it
just
up?
started.
Like you did
just picked it up myself.
Fucking good for you, man. Get in late when you're like, nah, I've heard all this shit.
Well, you know what I truly
There's something
appreciate,
nice. I
too.
respect someone who knows everything about it and still gets in late.
And this era to go with like cigs. We're talking
Yeah.
cancer sticks. We're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
juuling. We're not vaping. My man is sucking on a
Well,
cancer
fashioned.
stick.
yeah, there's just something about standing outside somewhere, just ripping.
Just being
butts.
miserable, like
yeah.
it's actually it's fucking bizarre. It took me this long because it's so in my personality wheelhouse.
So in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Just being like angry outside, you mother.
Exactly.
Fucking there.
'Cause now I just stand outside of buildings now, and I was like, look at this crazy guy. Whereas if I'm just fucking ripping butts,
Ripping darts.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
had like a meltdown the other day, and I was outside, and he like came out to help me out. I was like, "You want a cigarette?" And I've never really been a smoker. And I was like, and I instantly calmed down. I was like, I fucking get this. Totally understand why they do this. It's working.
yeah, smoking's cool.
Smoking is
you gotta bring it back.
undeniably cool.
It's just always been.
I don't understand why though.
I
Do you
never
think that
agreed
it's-
with that until I started smoking, and I was like,
Now
never
it's
mind,
cool?
this
Yeah,
shit
Well, it
is
depends.
fucking cool.
How do you do it? You gotta like close.
Yeah, it depends
Yeah.
on, you know, I used to
there's-
think this is like chicks, right?
Yeah, that's a
But then
chicky
there's
way.
also sometimes, like if you do that.
I do at least. I do, yeah.
James Dean, like
Yeah, but then, but I feel like, for the most part, you gotta hold it almost like a joint. You know?
yeah, you gotta hide it. You gotta be.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
like,
say, I kinda-
you gotta do it like you're in a hurry. yeah. You gotta get in and place a bet. Yeah, I know exactly the look. Absolutely.
And, like, a good
I
flick to the
had
end.
like a thing the other day where I was leaning against the wall, and I had like rested my leg on like a pole, and I kind of had like my jacket was like falling off, and I was smoking like this, like, and I was just like in my own head. I was just like, God damn, dude, you look like a model right now. like it is.
But what
it
is that?
amazing.
Is
You're
that
so
because?
cool.
Is that like we've seen movies where the cool guy and the hot guy and the hero is smoking, or is that like there's something actually physically like about it that?
It's just
You know,
badass. Just doing what you're not supposed to do.
I guess that's it, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
dude,
I'm
by the
dying.
way,
I'm
it's
killing
just
myself.
irresponsible.
Cancer.
It's-
Yeah.
You want to know why kids nowadays think it's badass? It's not because of the cancer and stuff like that. It's because it's now a warning on Netflix. You see that sometimes?
Yeah.
Before a show starts, it's like in this show there's
Depictions of
fucking
smoking or
violence, nudity, and smoking. And it's like that's
That's what I want to do. I want to be violent. I want to fuck, and I want to smoke cigs now.
Trifecta of coolness right there.
I used
Everything
to
about
I used
that.
to swipe them from my grandma. My grandma used to bootleg Kent cigarettes. She used to
Okay.
get them off the Indian reservation. I
Nice.
don't know how or where. I was like, how does grandma have a hookup with the Indians? But okay. So
She's the one who led the Trail of Tears.
Oh my God. Grandma was not. No.
She
I don't
absolutely
think
was.
so.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think. She used to
She comes
smoke.
back every once a month. You know what time it is? Pay up, motherfucker.
Load them up. Actually, that's how my she hated my dad. My dad was like running around with my mom all the time when they were first dating. She hated him, and then my dad let her smoke in the car whenever like he drove her around somewhere. And then he was in forever. Let a smoker smoke; they'll love you.
Yeah.
But I used to always like swipe cigarettes from her. But I was always just like puff on them. I wouldn't like inhale because I was like a little bitch.
Yeah.
But just even physically having them and
I find it
or
hard.
doing like certain ways you can blow smoke out of the nose, inhale. You know, the way
Yeah.
you do it, it's like, oh yeah, this is cool. It's just
There's some people can do it really cool. The worst is if they start doing like the rings and stuff. And
Yeah.
you're like,
Too much.
Now you're playing with your food.
Go,
Yeah.
go back.
Exactly.
Go back to vaping. Like, I don't need
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
a ring.
blow
Yeah.
fat clouds, bro. Whatever. I just need a
Yeah.
steady stream of carcinogens coming out of your
Yeah, it's
fucking
like
face.
you ever see David Attell? He's just constantly
Ripping.
just ripping.
Never
he's
stops.
He's just like this homeless millionaire. He's just and he's one of the funniest people alive ever. And every time I see him smoking, I'm like, I gotta fucking start smoking. maybe that'll give me some
Some inspiration.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also like it's one of those things you do when you're a kid. Like I don't know why. I remember I had tons of kids in my like school smoking cigs at like an early age that I don't know, we were able to just smoke easier
Yeah.
than drink, I guess. I knew a girl, she got her tongue pierced and was smoking cigs and would then have to drink fucking like mouthwash to like, you know what I mean? I was like,
So our
your
parents-
father must fucking hate this.
Yeah.
Got a tongue ring and you're ripping butts, but I love you.
Yeah,
Will you marry me?
That's a dream woman right there.
Yeah.
Smoker with her tongue pierced.
She
lies to her father.
An infected tongue, you know? Oh, man.
daddy
Yeah,
issues.
and she's got daddy issues. Let's go. The one that got away, man.
It was. I don't know what age it is here. It was 16 when I grew up. They changed it.
18? I think it was
18?
18.
Eight-
And now
I
it's,
think it's
now I think it's
so there you go.
21.
21.
It's
now.
21 now.
Yeah.
But it was for us 18? I
18,
think?
yeah.
So that means you could get cigarettes when you were 15, probably. If it's
Yeah.
18,
It's like beer. Like it all
Yeah,
just, you know.
exactly.
I smoked cloves for a while. Those are awesome. That was
Cloves?
Yeah, they're like black. cigarettes, kind of that have like a clovey.
There's the
taste to
filter,
it.
not a filter, like the fucking plastic on the end, right?
No, those are Black and Milds. Yeah, those are cool. I like those too. Cloves were kind of like almost like hand rolled cigarette. I don't even know what was in them. But those, they have like a little taste to them. That was fucking awesome. Did you ever smoke like menthols and shit? What did you smoke?
when I moved here.
Yeah, that's real dirtball shit.
Yeah, I moved into an undesirable neighborhood, and I was introduced to menthol.
What undesirable neighborhood was this?
When I moved here, I moved into Brownsville.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have a clue
Right.
about New York, and the next thing you know, is like the people I lived with. I was the only white person in the entire neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they like those people.
Did you do random roommates?
Just random family. Just a random family I found on Craigslist was like, look, we got this room, and I
Holy
showed up, and
moly.
I had nowhere to stay.
That's when you first came over
When
to
I
America?
first came over here, I stayed on my friend's couch, and she wasn't even my friend. She was like a girl I knew, kinda, and she was like politely said, "Hey, if you need somewhere to crash, you can crash with me." And I was like, the day before I arrived, I was like, "Yo, can I actually do this?" And she's like, "I guess," you know. So then she forced me out of the house after like 4 days. She was just like, "You can't keep living on my couch." I was like, "I can't find a home." So then
Dude, that's... So she just kicked you out,
pretty much was just like, "Listen, you can't be here any longer." And
But
but then
you know-
I found the place in Brownsville, and it was just a black family, and you know it was like something out of a sitcom. I'm fresh off the boat, going my Irish accent.
I was gonna say this sounds like a movie.
Yeah, and then I'd walk down the street, and like cars would slow down and be looking at me because it was like it's just one of those.
There's
neighborhood-
one.
Yeah, I had to walk. Yeah, I had to walk. I was like double jobbed. I had 2 jobs at the time. I remember I had to walk like an extra 15 minutes home out of the way because they were just like, don't go down those streets.
Wow.
Because I was like, all right. Yeah.
When was this?
This was 2014.
Okay,
So
so,
that
you
was-
came over, and how old were you then?
I was 24.
All right,
Yeah.
so what are you now? You're 30?
31.
31?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you got your
So
feet underneath you here now.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
But that's
right?
when I showed up, and that was
Yeah.
one of those places where they would I got into menthol cigarettes, and they wouldn't serve me in the local bodega. They wouldn't give me the cheap cigarettes because I'd be like, yo, give me the discount under the table ones, and they're like, no way. And I was like, I promise you recognize me. I'm the only white guy who comes in every day. So I'd have to like bring one of the people I lived with to be like, get me
Wow.
the good ones. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
It's not all white privilege, all right? Some of us are paying full price on our cigarettes, all right? The untold story.
stuff, man. Yeah.
We just
they
don't
ever
bring it
tell
up.
that about the white man.
You just don't bring it up all the time. But yeah, I got
that's funny.
the fuck out of there as soon as I could afford.
And where are you now?
I'm in Astoria now.
Story is
Yes, Astoria's nice.
Astoria is a good spot too. Like a lot of people feel like that's a natural stop along the way. You know?
Yeah, it's nice. I was in Woodside for a long time. Woodside's a very Irish
Yeah,
neighborhood.
you should go up to like Woodlawn in the Bronx. That's your
Oh,
people.
I've been.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, but that's like the countryside nearly. It's so far, and they're very rural Irish hillbillies out there. I'm from Dublin, so I'm more of a city guy. So, but the guys up in Woodlawn are real farmers.
Woodlawn,
out
you
there.
get the Irish and the fucking firemen and like the ex rugby players.
Exactly.
And Woodlawn's a place where like you gotta be, it's like you want to go out in Woodlawn, like you want to go to the bars, like you better fucking put your drinking hat on, like you better.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just like let's hit the bar for a couple.
Yeah, that's
You're
like
going
home.
hard.
Woodlawn is like Ireland.
Yeah.
Are you
legitimately like Ireland?
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
No?
No. Do
No.
you want you want to set me up or something?
No,
That was a weird question. That was a weird answer. I don't know what that was about right
I
there.
just don't. I don't talk about too much.
all of my Irish friends are married here, but they're all green card married.
Oh, got it.
Dude, I would never do that.
Why?
Are you kidding me?
Bro,
that
it's
sounds
like,
crazy.
It's like they
Pulls out a green card. I would never do that.
they have like all my buddies like pay like 10 grand. It was like 15. I forget what the numbers are. They're just like, yeah, I just pay 10 grand. I'm married. She lives in Florida now. We're all set.
Crazy. And then if you wanted to actually marry somebody, you I don't know, you just don't do that.
I'll tell you this. I was dating. Well, I wasn't dating a girl, but it was a friend of mine, and I guess we were kind of hooking up. And she was like, "I will marry you for a green card." And I was like, "All right, this sounds great. Let's do it." And we organized like a date for it, and then she was crazy. She people started messaging me going, "Hey, congratulations on the wedding." I was like, "What?" I was like, and I turned around to her. I was just like, "Yo, this isn't." She thought it was real. I had to sit her down. I was like, "Listen. Not only are you not marriage material, you're not fake marriage material."
Oh my God, that's got to be the most disrespectful thing a girl could ever hear. Not only would I not marry you for love, I wouldn't even marry you for citizenship, bitch.
But it's
That's
crazy,
scary,
man.
by the way, to get. That's a top of the list, like, worst DMs you can get from somebody is congratulations on your wedding that you didn't even know happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting a few people kept bringing it up. I was like, wait, what's going on?
Man.
I like how it got to a few. You're like one. You're like, yeah, something might have happened.
Yeah.
All right, three people
Three's
that
a
got
breaking
married.
point.
Yeah, there was gifts showing up at my door. Someone organized a bachelor party.
It does sound like a fun day though. Like I might have been like they have to go like they all take different clothes around the city and take pictures with them so they can be like
make it
Yeah.
look
and
real.
hanging out. It's basically the proposal with like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
like it's kind of a sick gig. Having bachelor
Oh,
parties.
I
and
know,
shit.
I know.
You
All
get
the,
caught doing that? Is that like jail time problem, or
I
like
don't
you just
think.
lose your citizenship?
I've never heard of anyone.
Like, that's just a
Well, most
citizenship
people,
fraud, whatever.
Nowadays, everyone's like poly whatever, so it's
Right.
kind of like you can justify any relationship.
Yeah, you ever
The
do some?
I have heard of the photos thing. It's funny where it's
Yeah.
like people grow out a beard, take
Look,
some-
this was 6 months ago.
and then they'll
whatever.
shave like
Yeah.
they'll
I
do a
haven't
mustache,
heard
and they'll be
that.
like, "Here we are with our woolly jackets on." It's
So cold.
It's
You see
clearly
someone in the back,
December,
like,
yeah.
playing in the sprinklers and shit.
He's just got an old newspaper in his hand. There we are, reading the New York Post in Central Park.
You're getting tatted up. You're getting inked up. Getting them removed. Or whatever it
This
takes.
photo is in black and white. Absolutely.
You go back often, or you what?
I usually go back at least once a year. And last
Everybody's still
it was-
over there,
it was-
family and shit.
Yeah. I've got family in Australia.
Oh
And
wow.
My brother moved to Australia. I moved here. So my poor mother, fucking.
See ya.
The two boys were
See
like,
you
yeah,
never.
good luck. Good luck.
Wow, your mama suck.
No, she's all right.
What was it's just a move, like a better move for comedy and
Better
career
for
and
comedy,
stuff?
and I just love America too. It's like just a fucking feeling of like gluttony that I love here. It's
Yeah.
just like unapologetic. Like I'm not a fucking take what I want and fuck you, loser. I just love it. I'm just like, yeah, let's all get fat and
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
rape the environment of their natural stuff. Fuck climate change.
Yes.
Let's just win, man. That's it. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love
America,
it. Let's
man.
Like Thanksgiving is great. Just eat until we get sick, and then we throw so much food in the trash, even though there's people hungry. It's like nice. I love it. Really, I am like a big USA guy.
Yeah.
You're like the fucking
Take.
the Twitter was it Floyd whatever. Floyd Rivers or something like that. One of those
don't
like
know.
fake Twitter, like one of those America
Yeah,
Twitter
the
accounts.
the
Yeah, I'm
OG
legit
USA
that-
USA guy.
But you know how much work I had to go through to get here. Like I moved to be here. Everyone else is like, "Oh, we're American," but you were just like, "What? You just come out of your mother's fucking pussy?" I did.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of work to be here.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm more American than people.
Yeah,
I just
fought,
gifted it.
You fought for it. You fought for America. You
I
basically
swear.
are a veteran,
Yeah,
man.
my son is going in the army. Whether he likes it or not.
Uncle Sam wants you, kid. Get out
Absolutely.
there.
I do. No, America sometimes it gets a bad rap, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of cliche or corny, but it's like, okay, then leave. And nobody
Yeah.
does.
No, it's
Nobody
just
fucking
so
does,
fun.
you know?
It's like
Yeah.
a party that's too loud, and you're like, fucking just.
Yeah.
What's the alternative?
I get that. I think that's a good example because there's like, last night I was walking home. Last night I had the longest fucking day ever. I got up at like 6 a.m. to drive to Boston to go to the Pats game. Took a train home last night, and I got home last night at like 11:30, I think, and I was walking home from Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And behind me for like 3 blocks was this loud, drunk group of Rangers fans who were just screaming and chanting because the Rangers just won in a shootout. And I, in my head, was like, I'm going to kill these fucking guys. I'm so tired. Just shut the fuck up. But I've been in that party before, man. And that is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know when-
Being in that group is sick.
When does that switch flip where, like, now if I'm at a bar and there's lines or it's crowded or it's too loud or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm like, there was a time when that I just never even noticed that. Not even like, oh, wow, this is crowded, but I don't mind. I just never even noticed that I was packed ass to dick or that there was a loud bar. Or
I
was,
still
just
have,
was like, whatever, this is fucking it.
if I'm in it, I'm still having fun in it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but you know, like you accept you sign up for it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that is not ideal, but let's do it. Whereas it used to just be like, fucking roll right in, head first. Like never even thought twice about it.
Yeah, I don't-
being too loud, too gross, too expensive, too whatever. You know.
Yeah. I haven't stood in line, I think, since I was
Yeah,
19.
well,
I was
lines-
19 or 20. I remember going, this is fucking crazy. I remember being at like a college bar and some kid like knocking my drink over and was like, sorry, man. I was like, no, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that lines to get into certain bars.
It's crazy.
I mean certain summer bars out in like in Long Island and down in Jersey where it's like I mean, I waited on a 2-hour line to get into the Bordy Barn once. 2 hours. But
Yeah.
we were
Did you-
shit-faced, and we
Wow.
were just hanging out. And it
See,
was kind of
I
like
think
there was
I'd
a
actually
little
I'd be
party
less
outside
likely.
the bar.
I'd be less likely if I was shit-faced. Because I'd be like, this is fucking dumb. Let's go get
Yeah,
a
let's go
drink.
somewhere
Unless
else.
they had
Yeah.
drinks.
I've been standing in line at the airport and I'm contemplating just staying where I am. It's like I guess I'm just living in Orlando. This is crazy. I'm not going back to New York. This is to go in to just drink somewhere where it's going to be packed anyway.
Are you on the road a lot or what?
Yeah, enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This year was good, so hopefully next year's going to be pretty busy. But yeah. But I paid for whatever, skipping the line crap that they have out there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So what is? I mean, I feel like I just kind of like got put onto your comedy and your career, but the way this all started was you were talking about coming on Friday Night Pints.
Yeah,
which I think you just want to come and just booze.
I just thought
drink our
I
beer,
saw,
drink our shit.
That's
you know?
exactly it. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just drinking the way I always drank, but I guess I got a little bit of a reputation too for just being a guy who likes to drink on podcasts.
Yeah.
So I was like,
There you go.
guys, man,
There's the podcast to do it on then.
yeah, no, but I like all your guys' stuff, and then we got a lot of mutual friends. The Area
Yeah.
Garbage guys are my boys.
Yeah. They just
Ryan Long, everyone Gillis.
They are.
We're all in the same crew.
That I saw you've been doing a lot of skanks, right?
Yeah, doing
Those
a lot of
motherfuckers
skanks.
are wild.
Yeah, those
I
guys are
love the
nuts.
fact that they just like they're the last people who just truly still don't fucking care.
Yeah.
They'll say whatever they want, do whatever they want.
It's at the point now where it's like, what else can they possibly do?
Yeah.
It's almost like Jackass, where they're trying to come up with another movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, kicking
Right.
the balls again. I don't know. But,
Did you go to Skank Fest?
Skank Fest.
How was it?
Amazing. Incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the best fucking weekends.
I mean, we talked to the garbage guys, and I've just seen the posts on social media from like everyone else who was there. But it sounds like it's one of the most like successful comedy events ever.
See, yeah, and skanks do get a bad rap or whatever you want to say.
I never know which it is. It's rap, right?
Bad reputation.
I definitely say
it should be rap. But I
say
think
rap.
it's rap.
Is
I
it?
say rap. But
You do? You say they got a bad rep?
Yeah, you got a bad
I say
rap.
bad rap.
Okay,
Anyway.
I say rap too, but so we've just been saying it wrong.
Yeah, I guess so.
But because they, to be very facetious, or they go over the line a lot. But the fans but the problem is everyone in that community, and I'm in that community, we all understand we're going past the line on purpose.
For
you.
comedy. For
Whereas on
fun.
the outside, if you haven't agreed on that, it's almost like if someone was to get tackled in football. Yeah, that makes sense because we've agreed on it. But if you get tackled on the street, that's illegal.
Right.
So we haven't agreed on it. So that's why people just go,
Agreed.
well, you can't just tackle people.
Absolutely.
It's like, no, we've all agreed that we're going to do
we get similar treatment with Barstool, and it's like, I think you're stupid, I guess I don't think you're stupid. I understand where you're coming from. You're
Yeah.
wrong. You're incorrect, but I get where you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But if you know us and get where we're
course.
coming from, then you should be okay.
And every
with it.
smart comedians know it's like, all right, this is my line, but that's just because that's not your line.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm right. It just means I'm gonna
I have a
stop here.
different line. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the way it is. But the festival, then you would imagine it's gonna be this sort of an alt-right Nazi fest.
Yeah.
And although they look like that, and although they might say that a lot, but it's actually it's all peace and love and flower power, and everyone's on acid and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just people are just hugging
It's
each
a
other.
very, like,
having
Woodstocky
fun.
vibe.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first one, the good one, not the later one.
Yeah.
But it's a Woodstocky vibe for sure. And
Yeah,
that's
the,
the biggest thing that people don't understand. Unless you're there, people are just handing out water to people, looking after people that are getting too drunk.
Well, they're smart too, and sometimes I like when our fans. Our shit's usually more on the internet than in a real life thing.
Yeah.
You know? And I hate when our fans will sometimes play into the stereotype and act like, don't call her a cunt because
Yeah.
you're proving their point then, you know?
Yeah,
And I feel
that's-
like when Skank Fest happens, everybody is almost like aware of like, let's make sure this goes well
Yeah.
so that they don't have any fucking...
Yeah, I think they're the real fans
Any
too,
ammo.
because they sold out early, so they have to get the tickets early. They're willing to go travel. They know in person they got to represent the people. Whereas
brand, yeah.
online, it's always just whatever.
And it's
It is tough.
you know? It's like...
When I
always
see
some-
when I see a war breaks out or like an argument and there's like there's some woman gets involved, I'm like, oh, get out of here.
do it.
Get out of here,
Do it.
Sheila.
Yeah.
We can't hold them back. Get out of here. I don't condone anything they're about
Yeah.
to say.
Right, right.
You got to get off the internet quick.
Seriously, that's the problem too. Though, it's like the internet's not a nice place. So
It's
you know,
horrific out there.
like,
It's
don't-
horrific
Don't
out
expect
there.
them to be like, how are you? Let's have a civil discourse. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. But I did get a kick out of like a lot of the stories on Instagram that were being posted was just like the whitest scene I've ever. I mean, like alt rock band covers, everyone's singing like old fucking like Nirvana songs and shit. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is Skank Fest in a nutshell right here.
Yeah, it's great. So I imagine the next one, if it's back in Brooklyn again, is going.
What made it go to Texas this time?
They just decided to go south. They just said, let's see what we can do down there.
Yeah,
and they've excelled all expectations.
That's fucking awesome.
They added like an extra room within the complex at the last minute for extra shows because I think I don't know what happened, but there was like just a derelict like building beside it that's not being rented out, and they're like, let's just rent that for the weekend. That has these extra shows. Yeah, it was great.
That sounds perfect.
It was great. So the next one in Brooklyn, get your tickets early if it's in Brooklyn, but that's gonna be the big craziest one.
Yeah.
I'm almost
now
I'm
there's
almost
hype around
intimidated
it.
about what's gonna
when
happen.
When is that? Next year or
all I know
soon?
is they're planning stuff.
Wow.
I haven't a clue. I'm assuming it's back in Brooklyn. I don't know.
Right.
But the last one in Brooklyn was phenomenal too. I don't know if you ever got to go to that one.
No, we were talking to the guys from Marty Garbage though, and they were saying how there was someone who was sent from like one of the blogs to hate on them, and they like turned them. They were like, "This is such a great event. I came here to like slander you guys, and this is actually a really enjoyable, safe, fun." And it's like, well, if one person gave it a shot and understood, no one else will because the internet just doesn't fucking care. But if more people did that kind of shit, you just mentioned you were talking about the Tim Dillon, Michael Che beef on Real Ass Podcast.
Yeah, I just did the podcast.
And Tim was on there.
Tim was on.
What was he saying?
He just sort of, it's like a storm in a teacup, if that's an expression in this country.
What does that mean?
No,
just
but sounds awesome.
just blown out of proportion. Something.
Yeah, he seemed pretty calm the whole time.
Yeah. Well, the two of them are just millionaires fighting over.
I know.
It's like
it's almost recognizes that. Did you see this whole thing?
I know.
Yeah.
I saw Che's Instagram post. I saw Tim's tweet response.
I didn't quite get what
Che got hurt because Tim said the show was bad, but the show is factually bad. It's not like it's not up for discussion.
Should know
it is a bad show.
And I think Michael Che is very funny.
And there's nothing wrong with being a bad show writer if you're like, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
The problem is they're trying to act as if it's this pinnacle of comedy when it's
not.
shit.
And
it's
it
dog
been.
shit. It's diarrhea. It's been like that forever.
Also,
but that's fine. Go make your money,
I can't even
King.
agree with you that it is because I haven't even considered watching it.
Well, so like
that's how out of the loop it is.
What inspired this whole thing was the Big Bird skit, mostly over the weekend.
Terrific.
And
What was that?
It was like Pete was playing Joe Rogan, and he was giving Big Bird like ivermectin and like I don't know.
Pete Davidson, by the way, what's he like 6'8"? And then Joe Rogan's 4'2", and it's like they're not even trying.
Yeah, and Pete. What's funny is when someone like I think Pete's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
And he's a part of this skit that he has to know sucks too,
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. The writers give
But
me
at
the
this
fucking
point,
script.
how many times can he think this sucks?
He's
like another year.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
guess.
Was that check saying?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which, by the way, I do.
And he
was like Kardashian just sucking you off in the fucking green room.
Good,
So
man.
he goes, I'll say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Give me that bald wig right now.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He put on the wig, and he was just like,
Put on a wig for what?
like not a wig, like a bald.
Okay.
But he was like, "Hey, Big Bird, I'm Joe Rogan." Like that was the voice. I was like, that doesn't sound like Joe Rogan at all.
No.
What I think is weird is like, I think weekend update is if there's one thing that's like tolerable, it's him and Jost like just doing the news and kind of getting some clever jabs in. So like, why even bother? Why try to like defend the whole? I don't defend every fucking thing that goes on at Barstool. I think there's some shit.
Well, he's the head writer, isn't he?
So is he writing those skits?
I think.
Okay. Then his skits stink.
I don't know if he's writing though. I don't know how it works. He's certainly like overseas.
Yeah, I thought that was
that's the nature of the show. It's like, and I'm sure he would have to admit that's just bad. There's no
because if you see some of his stand-up, it's like that's fucking hilarious.
Jay's
so
a
you
killer.
have to know that skit's not like your best. You know?
Yeah. So, but I guess everyone just it's almost cool to be like, yo, fuck SNL.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
yeah.
It's just
kind of
comedians are being truthful.
Yeah,
and that's sort of the way it is. I think if they just said, look, it's a bad show. What do you want from us?
It's like, you can't do that.
If you throw your hands up and you're like, look, like it is fair. Like, yeah, I do what I can with what NBC lets me do, and like we have advertisers we can't piss off. We have people we can't piss off, and like I get it, but yeah, that makes sense.
That's what the response should have been.
But you're right. The weekend
you can't say that, but
weekend update. I think it was the same episode. It was great. They had some one of the newest actresses on, and she did this thing with Jost. It was really good. It was fucking fun.
I've always liked Weekend Update.
That's always always money.
We just need to get rid of the rest of it. Weekend
It needs to
update.
be
Taylor
like a
Swift
5-minute show.
Yeah.
The response from Che, unless there was some like inside, I just didn't really understand what a lot of his Instagrams were really about. I don't know if there's like some inside shit going there, but I was like,
I guess
it's tough to be like.
He was kind of just dismissive of Tim, saying that like, oh, Tim tried to do comedy, it didn't work out, so he became a media mogul or something like that. And I was like, yeah, but Tim's only been doing it 10 years. It's not like he tried comedy, failed, and then pivoted into podcasting. It's all just been one big thing. Right. Also, that's what it is now. There is no this or that, and
dude, when you're the number one like person on Patreon,
you're
making $200,000 a month. When you have 40 or whatever thousand people subscribing to you, and that's just your like subscription side of
not
things.
Even including all the other
it's
stuff.
just tough to be like, oh, like Tim Dillon's got a cute little operation going. It's like
also
it's fucking
the
massive.
Lowest budget of any podcast. It's just him and an iPhone.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was
he's just
very
ranting about.
I also
did not
don't
appreciate
agree.
Tim's pot shot though. Tim said he does well. He did okay for a drunk or whatever. I was like, leave drinking habits out of this.
Yeah, he's done well for a drunk who cannot read.
Easy, sir.
The fuck did I do, Tim? Leave us on.
Come on, Tim.
I just also didn't understand the whole like. I don't think he's failed at comedy. He's fucking selling out theaters. That did not make any sense to me.
I don't know. I don't know Che personally, or Shay. I don't even know how you say it, but like I think it's just
rich people.
It's just a couple of tweets, and then the two of them probably went back.
People
to
love it.
That is
their
funny.
mansions.
There are those things where like I feel like it's part of like just the way the world is now, where like you send a tweet. We were arguing about it the other day where like, people are like, why do you care about this? I'm like, oh, I don't care. I just tweeted about it.
Commenting.
Like I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And that's the problem of having like a voice. Like once you get X amount of followers, apparently everything you say matters important, like hugely important. But when you're 100 followers, you can be like, my meal sucks. Like, why are you being a dickhead? Like they were trying their best.
Yeah.
I just fucking said the food wasn't good. I don't know. Like it was shitty.
You know when people like losers on Twitter have like retweet does not equal endorsement? I'm gonna put like commenting and tweeting does not equal caring.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I'm just here to fucking have some combo, stir up some shit, talk some shit, have some laughs. Give you my opinion on stuff.
It's a real champagne problems thing. But it's like, once you get so many followers, you can say anything. And people are like, oh, this matters a lot.
Yeah.
To them. Like I can say we were recording earlier, and I was like making fun of like other people at Barstool, and people were gonna be like, oh, he's really angry. I'm like, nah, it's fucking making a joke, man. I don't really fucking care. I'm totally fine.
I also love when it's like they act like tweeting is like some hard work. Like, well, clearly, obviously, you care. Like, look at these tweets. I'm like, it takes like 7 seconds to send a tweet. I don't know.
I didn't even spell check this bitch.
Absolutely not. The second you start thinking about it, you're fucked. You gotta just whatever's the gut feeling. Just go. I love this burrito, and just send it out, and then you'll have an article saying cultural appropriation and Barstool Sports. These dirty,
wouldn't be the first time.
These
certainly won't be the last.
Misogynistic pieces of shit.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You're culture appropriating. That's what that hat. I like that hat.
Is that what it is? Hats? Americans invented
hats?
Well,
no, just the D-bag. D-bag is cultural appropriating Barstool.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, we're we are the douches.
I just got this free at a bar in Vermont.
You don't realize it says D-bag on it?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
Whatever. I was thinking more about maybe I'll rebrand it for Dirtbag.
I was thinking douchebag.
Yeah, I was thinking douche too,
Yeah, but Mount Snow, I would guess that probably is Dirtbag. You're probably right.
Go check out that bar. Are we allowed to say that? Or is that going to get clipped out? Because my hat done be blurred this whole episode. As Porno gets his money. You got to kick it up.
So what's like on the agenda for you? Like back, now you can hit the road. Are we doing podcasting? Like I said, I feel like you're kind of in with the Skanks gang.
Yeah, I'm in with that gang. Just trying to. I don't know. I just sort of like 2 years.
Like what was the connection there? Like so you came over in 14, right?
I came over 14.
Solo dolo, like you're just doing your own thing.
You had no plan or anything. You just like fuck. I'm getting on a plane.
Just see what. Yeah, I just said I'll try give it a year.
Were you doing it in Ireland?
Yeah, I was doing it for like 2 years in Ireland.
And then enough success or enough failure? Like what was the?
It was enough that people were like, "Oh, he's like a new kid," and I got like a little bit of TV work and things like that.
I've always wondered,
but it's like such a dead end though. It's like, oh, you're doing great in this irrelevant place. No offense to everyone.
But it almost feels like, and again, this sounds condescending, but it's almost like a minor leagues in a way, where it's like,
oh, absolutely.
If you make it there, now that means you're ready to jump.
Yeah, and
so you got to succceed there first.
Yeah, well, I didn't even do that. I didn't wait around. I was just like, listen, I knew eventually.
And you might as well cut to the chase.
And here's the thing: is like I grew up I visited here when I was like 20, and I loved it. And I was like, oh, America's the shit.
New York or America?
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually felt this is so corny. I was with my ex-girlfriend at the we did the Empire State Building, and they had this like cheesy American Brooklyn cab driver as like your headset. So it was like, yo, my name is Tony from Bensonhurst, you know? And he was just like, the best slice of pizza's Joe's. I remember when my grandfather came over on the boat. I remember going, I love this. This is great. And then, but the way they described the city was like, it doesn't matter if you're like just some blue-haired vegan or just a jock or just some guy who wants to insider trading, just some cokehead who wants to work on Wall Street. It's like, no matter what you want in New York, you can find it. And I was like, all right,
absolutely.
I'll be a drunk comedian and I'll find my crew, and eventually.
And you found them.
I found them.
You found them, man.
So
that is funny when it's like, I'm always interested in like the cliques that can form in the world of comedy.
Yeah.
So you come over, you start telling some jokes, you get some laughs,
Yeah.
you're having some drinks afterwards, and people are just like, this guy's cool.
Yeah, I guess with podcasting changed everything for me.
Yeah.
Was really I
Changed the
was
world, man.
I just did, but I was doing open mics, and then I did some bar shows, and then I kind of got in with a club, and then I think someone recommended me to Louis J. Gomez, who does Skanks, and he has his own podcast, Real Ass Podcast. So then I did Real Ass Podcast. I became a regular.
And when is this?
This was all in the last 2 years now.
Yeah,
just
okay. I was
before
gonna say, it
COVID.
feels-
So maybe 2019.
Yeah.
And then 2020. I was almost sick of podcasts, and then 2020 with COVID, I was like nothing else to do. So it was just podcast. And now suddenly, and like, you know, where I've gone in the last 2 years, it's like it's insane. But like I'm still so far down the ladder in terms of comedy.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping. I'm just
it goes
hoping it
quick
keeps.
though, man.
I'm just
You
hoping
know?
it keeps growing. Yeah.
It's not like a lot of times I think of you guys almost as like athletes in sports, and you see who's the new guy, who's the rookie, who's the
Yeah.
veteran, who's having a big year, whatever. But it can, you know, like a lot of, it's not like in sports there's only so many teams, so many guys that can succeed. You know, if you're having a big year and you're doing funny shit along with 10 other guys, everybody's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You don't have your own show though. You're making appearances.
Oh no, I have my own podcast.
Oh, okay.
It's called The Wizard of Pod.
Wizard of Pod.
It's actually going to go through a rebranding soon, just called the Colum Tyrrell podcast. Just save all the.
We've
silly
talked about
bulliness.
trying to rebrand our show, and we just never do it because it's too late now. But
Yeah.
our branding sucks. Our show sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the name sucks. It's so stupid.
KFC Radio?
I think we've come. I've come around. on
Come
that.
around, you like it now?
I love it.
I hate it
makes-
so much.
It's
I started it like in 2012, I guess it is. And at the time, I was just like, I don't know. It's my initials, like KFC Radio. I'm doing a radio show, and now it sucks. But all right, if you like it, let's go. Let's fucking go.
It's so ludicrous. It's like this is preposterous.
I mean, at one point, I had a radio show.
Yeah.
And so there was KFC Radio, which was the podcast, and then the radio show wasn't a podcast. It was just like, what? And then people were like, is it about chicken? I'm just like,
Of course.
yeah, you know what? Yes. I'm going to start answering that. Yes. I have a podcast entirely dedicated to just chicken, you dumb motherfuckers.
But breast of the week, which could be a segment actually on any
That
podcast.
probably was back in the day on the podcast. We probably did have that segment, man. Yeah.
Now it's you'll grow to hate anything you're doing though if you just keep seeing it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, what don't I hate? You know?
Yeah, what's
What
my
don't we-
face? Like,
I see it every day.
Yeah.
I see this thing every day. It fucking sucks, man.
This is
Awful.
the first time seeing it, and I don't like it. I can't imagine the hell you're in.
I see that every
time you
fucking
accidentally
day.
press the selfie camera.
Man, we put up some old pictures of ourselves on. We had this big fucking screen behind us at Town Hall this weekend for the comedy festival, and we were making jokes about the way we looked back in the early days of Barstool.
Yeah.
And there was
it hasn't gotten better.
No. Some people have had like
It's
glow
hats
ups.
now.
We have not. But there was funny because there was a little like one picture with 4 of us, and the one picture of me wasn't all that bad.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, this is bullshit. Like, there's worse fucking pictures of him." So then they put on the full screen this really awful picture of me. Did you hear the crowd groan? I almost had to leave the stage. I was almost like, show's over. The crowd, it was almost like we put up like faces of death. Like, it was almost like we put up like a dead puppy. People were like, oh, no.
They've crossed the line.
I was like, it's just me without a shirt, man. Fuck. I just tried to keep the show moving. I was like, next, you know, whatever's next on the fucking. It's
incredible.
Brutal, man. All right, so you got Wizard of Pod, but we're just going to rebrand that.
Yes, something called the Colum Tyrrell podcast.
Tyrrell.
Keep it simple. That's available on everywhere you get podcasts and patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. And then my YouTube channel. I put out a lot of content out there, vlogging, doing all sorts of stuff. That's YouTube/Colum Tyrrell. So that's where I think that's what I'm
I was going to say. Speaking of YouTube, we're going to go do Answer the Internet now.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to put that up. But yeah, man, YouTube is where it's at, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
the views.
And you can
grow,
still do the podcast. You can do it.
Exactly. But I think 2022 should be a good year. Everything's back.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, man. Let's go do some SEO. All right. The holiday season is approaching. All I want for Christmas this year is YouTube subscribers. We got to get to 100,000. I want that 100,000 plaque. We've got a goal for all you out there, for everybody. At 100,000 subscribers, Polly Feidelberg will join us on the show. Maybe. Well, if not, we'll probably have to trick her into it. But at 100K, you will get Polly content. So subscribe, click the bell icon so you get notifications so that you're always watching. Leave a comment below. Talk about it. Post about it. Spread word. Tell your friends. 100,000 subscribers on KFC Radio for Polly Feidelberg. Let's make it happen.